Hello, I just want to make a short video for you guys while I'm gone today just to remind you of some things that I noticed we were kind of struggling with at the end of last week. We did okay with it, but just, it's been a weekend and just to make sure we're doing even better. So the first thing were these algebraic equations where you're writing them as an equation and solving it. The less than is still throwing some of you guys off. But the thing to remember is it's what do you have? Excuse me, I have V and I'm 19 less than that, so I need to subtract the 19. I'm still seeing some of you guys just take it in order and go, oh yeah, it's 19 minus V. Those are two very different things. So V first, then minus 19 is equal to 17. And at this point, we're generally okay. Oh, we're subtracting, so undo subtraction with addition. V is 36. Okay. The other thing I noticed that some of you guys are still kind of, and understandably kind of uneasy with is whenever we're solving like a product equation and it doesn't divide out perfectly. So for instance, we have the product of k and 6 is equal to 13. So that'd be k times 6 equals 13. Which, for those of you that may be also uncomfortable with this is also, yeah, it's 6k equals 13. Because multiplication, the order can be written either way because of the commutative property. But what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 6 either way. And I know it's happening as we get to this point here and you guys are like, it doesn't divide evenly. That's fine. If it doesn't, just reduce it. Well, 13 over 6, there's nothing to reduce. So in this case, it's fine. It's just 13 over 6. And I remember, there was that one you guys in homework where it was like 46 over 6 for the answer. Just reduce it. They're both divisible by 2, 23 over 3, and then I'll leave that. That's fine. Like, I know it seems weird, but those are fine answers to leave. Now, what we really need to talk about it's unfortunate I can't be there today, is solving these two-step guys. Now, a lot of you were really good and had pretty good understanding and did okay. I mean, there was maybe some mistakes with arithmetic or something, but as far as like actual understanding, when I looked through it, you got it. You're on the right track. However, some of you are still like struggling as to figure out, do I mess with the 5 here first or do I mess with the 1? So remember, if I covered this up, let's ignore this. Okay, if I had to plug a number in there, I'd have to multiply by 5 first. Actually, negative 5. And then I'd have to add 1. That's what you'd have to do. Okay? Now, what I want to do is I want to undo this. So to undo, what I have to do is come back to what was the last thing I did? Well, the last thing I did was I added a 1. So the first thing I do to undo this is I undo that addition of 1, so I subtract 1. Okay? And then I multiplied by negative 5, so to undo that, I will divide by negative 5. And that's our process. So I want to undo this addition of 1 first because it would have been the last thing I'd have done if I had a number in for k. So I'll subtract 1. Negative 100. And then I've done that. Now I got to divide by negative 5. So divide by negative 5. K is equal to positive 20 because the two negatives are going to cancel. Okay. Same thing for this one here. Okay. 168 equals 6 plus 9m. So again, if I just kind of ignore this part here, the first thing I would do is I would multiply by 9. Again, if I plug the number in, it'd be 9 times that number, then I'd add 6. So I'd multiply by 9. And then it's positive 6. This is 6 plus. I mean, we don't write it this way, but it would also be written like this. 9m plus 6, since they're both positive. So I'd add a 6. So to undo then, first thing is I have to undo the last step. So instead of adding 6, I would subtract 6. And then, instead of multiplying by 9, I would divide by 9. Okay. And so we go to the problem now. We go, okay, well, what do we do first? Well, I'm adding that 6. So let's subtract 6 from both sides to cancel that addition of 6 off. 168 minus 6 is 162 equals 9m. And really, this is back to now solving a one-step equation. So I'll undo that multiplication of 9 by dividing it. And then that ends up giving us, well, let's see here, 162 divided by 9. That's going to go to that one time for 9. It's 8, 6, that's going to be 7, 2, and I'll go in that 8 times, so 18. And there we go. Okay, so you have a worksheet. It should not take you the whole hour. You should easily finish it within class time. I want your work. I want I want steps and stuff. I don't need to see this per se here unless you want to tell me these things on these problems. But I want to see like you subtracted 6 from both sides. You divided by 9 from both sides. That kind of stuff. Long division if you need to. But the key is just trying to figure out where we're at, because I'm wanting to look at a quiz later on in the week, and I want to know, is it going to be Thursday, is it going to be Friday, what is it we're getting, what is it we're not getting. So even if you're like, I don't think I'm doing these right, don't hold on to it, get it done, turn it in, okay? And then I'll look at it tonight or before class tomorrow at least, and I'll have an idea of what we need to work on, and that kind of influence what we do Tuesday in class. So if you have any big major issues, of course, come in Tuesday morning or plan to come someday after school next week. We can talk and work through things. But this is a little bit of everything from today. And don't give Mr. Allen too hard of a time. Okay. Thank you.